What up, gang? Carolina Jackpot Time coming at you on Sunday afternoon. I hope everybody's having a good one. A couple of topics here I want to address. First of all, make sure that you click the description box below this video. I'm going to leave a link down there to PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. Now, I'm not asking you to donate money to me. I'm asking you to get into the Callaway's College Football Pick'em Challenge that we do here on the Rob and Kale Show. Today is August the 4th. College football season starts on August the 24th. We got 4 games that are going to be part of that contest that week. And then it gets into full swing on August 31st when everybody is participating. Every year we do the week 0 games, but you have the option of sitting those out, paying your entry fee, and then getting in right before week 1. But those games are going to count in the standings, and you really need to make sure you get your money in and get started with this contest with week 0, because with that $20 entry fee is going to get you in for the entire year. We're going to have a pot, and that pot's going to be divided up after college football season's over with, after the conference championship games are played, and we're going to have a first, second, and third place winner. First place winner gets 70% of the pot. Second place winner is going to get 20% of the pot. Third place winner is going to get 10% of the pot. We did this to try to get a little bit more engagement, get a few more people into the contest. And when you think about it, there's a really fine line between first and second place in this contest. Normally, we don't ever have like a runaway where somebody wins it by 8-10 points, picking those games against the spread. So get yourself into this contest today. I've got a lot of people. It's really started off well. This is normally the time of year when we start promoting this contest. And I've got more people into the contest already so far than I normally do at this point every year. So that's good. We need to keep on getting some more people into the contest. I was kind of doing some math today, and I said, if we get, I think it was, and my math is not mathing in my head right now, with if we get 150 people in this contest, $20 entry fee, that's a $3,000 pot. The first place winner would get $2,100. Second place winner, you're going to end up getting $600. Third place winner, you're going to end up getting $300. That's pretty good. $300 for, just picking some football games. That's a $280 profit that you'd be getting even for finishing in third place. Imagine what you could do with first and second place money. Those would buy some nice Christmas presents, and the pot is going to be determined by how many people get into the contest. The more of you that join, the bigger the pot gets. I mean, if we had 200 people in here, that's a $4,000 pot. Can you imagine that? It would make me so happy to give that to someone. And I even participate myself. It'd make me happy to win it. But here lately, the past few years, I ain't even been able to even sniff the top 10 or the top 15. So my picks have been ass. But some of you guys and gals do a really good job with it, and I want to get as many of you in here participating as possible. If you have any questions about how the contest works, you can email me at kale8670@aol.com. That's kale8670@aol.com or at jdclowney11@gmail.com. I got 2 email addresses because I'm important like that. You can also email Rob at, I believe it is rosanders1979@gmail.com. I'm going to put all those down here below for you guys to see. If you have any questions at all about how this contest works, we'll be happy to answer those for you. Now, in terms of yesterday and how I acted, look, I was acting out yesterday, had a bad day. I was pissed that dipshit chose Maryland over South. And that's what he is. He's a dipshit. He let someone talk him into not coming to South Carolina. I don't know if it had to do with NIL money. Look, and people are also negatively going to recruit against South Carolina because they went 5-7 last year. These coaches at these other places are going to negatively recruit with that ammunition, say, and tell people, these kids, hey, Beamer's probably not going to be there. I really don't know what South Carolina can do to combat that other than win this year on the field. And it's not going to be easy. It never is. But that's the only thing they're going to be able to do to end up, kind of canceling that out. I mean, there's nothing you can say to disprove the results that we've seen on the field. Anybody knows when somebody's sitting here going 5-7, when they don't seem to have answers for questions that come up, when they don't seem to always make the best in-game coaching decisions, when they lose press conferences after every game, making excuses, whining, kicking things, crying. Yes, I know, I threw a beer yesterday. You know what? I'm also not paid $6 million a year to coach a football team. So that's me. I get passionate in that way. He kicks coolers. But you can't do that stuff when you get paid $6 million a year. You've got to practice some sort of self-control. You've got to be emotionally disciplined, and he ain't. And people see that. So good luck with this recruiting. I don't think he's going to make it. I don't think it's going to work out, but, I mean, I could be surprised. You know, a 6-6 season this year, which is what I predicted, it by no means is a good season. Everybody's out there saying that 6-6 for the Coots would be a miracle. I mean, no, it's not. That's not a good season. That's not a good season. If you don't have a winning record at the end of the regular season, your season is ass. And that's just my opinion. Because you go to a bowl game, you lose it, and then you've got a losing season anyway. I mean, that's what happened with Eli Drinkowitz. People said, well, you know, he had a losing record in the first 4 years he was at Missouri. Well, he didn't. He had a break-even regular season, but he went to bowl games and lost them. So that's what happened with that. But Carolina Jackpot's not going to go anywhere. I received some really nice comments yesterday from people from different fan bases. I want to thank the South Carolina fans on the channel. There was a few Clemson fans on there. I've always said, too, that we don't have enough Clemson interaction on this channel. There's just not enough of it. And, I mean, I really don't think their fans engage in social media because, I mean, honestly, guys, I don't know that all of you really know how to use it. I mean, it's just, I mean, sorry. But they don't come out like they do. I want to thank the Tennessee fans. You know, I can't stand your program. I can't stand your coach. But I like all of you. Most of you, anyway, except for the ones that try to troll me and get under my skin. Those of you, I sometimes, well, I like you too, really. But Florida fans, there were some of those. There's Georgia fans, obviously. That goes without saying. Starting not like your program as much as I used to. I'm not saying that I disliked Georgia or that I had a soft spot in my heart for them either. With all the championships they've won and, you know, pretty much dominance over the Gamecocks in terms of the series record, overall, I just have never been able to. Florida makes me feel spicier than Georgia does. Tennessee definitely makes me feel spicier than Georgia does, and I don't know why that is. Well, actually, I do with Tennessee. With Georgia, or Florida, I really don't know, not so much. But this now with Kirby Smart still an assistant coach, early on in the year, we're kind of back in the wintertime when he stole Coley. Everybody was kind of pissed about that. I was kind of pissed about it too, but I think that the guy that we replaced him with is probably going to be a good hire. Definitely not as experienced as probably what Coley is, but hell, this dude played in the NFL, and he reads the Bible in the mornings. He does devotionals, and he's a good person who carries himself well. So I think he'll do some good things at South Carolina. Apparently he's not a closer on the recruiting trail because we lost out on that one kid to Florida State. That pisses me off too. And then, so Carolina Jackpot's not going anywhere. I'm passionate. I got upset yesterday, and it happens. Second thing I wanted to talk about, we've got one Clemson fan that really just absolutely loves Carolina Jackpot. That would be Mr. Shadow of Death Valley. Now, I don't know who he is. I ain't never seen his face. He's nameless and faceless. I feel there's a guy that calls into a Clemson radio show. He calls in a lot in the morning, and he's from Columbia. I can't remember what his first name is, and he actually practices as an attorney. And he's just very, very, very annoying. In fact, I wanted to call into that radio station one time and just go at it with this guy. But they don't encourage trash talk on there. And if you're a Gamecock fan and you call into that WCCP, they'll cut you off. They've done that to me before. They don't want the banter. They want to be 100% Clemson. Or there are some like Florida State fans that call in there. There's a couple of North Carolina people that call in there. One of them, Tar Heel Chad. is one of the person. There was a Gamecock that called in there, but they're not going to talk trash like I would. So they kind of let me on there. But I'm thinking that this guy too, this lawyer that I'm talking about, I'm getting off on a tangent here. He is obsessed with the Gamecocks. I remember when Coach Boom was here, it was every damn call he was talking about fucking Coach Boom. And then now every call he's talking about Shane Beamer this, Shane Beamer that, blah, 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 blah. Never talks about Clemson. So I'm kind of thinking that this guy may be the Shadow of Death Valley. And Shadow of Death Valley, he's also, I don't like to talk a lot about politics on here, Trump 2024, but sometimes I do. This guy's a big old fucking liberal, which is fine. I don't care in terms of that. You can choose whatever you want to choose. I don't think that's perhaps the side that you need to be on right now. I don't know if you've listened to this woman speak. I don't know if you've listened to some of her rhetoric and how she plans on doing things, but she has no plan. She has no plan. I was watching a clip on TikTok the other day about, they asked her, what do you plan on doing to fix the nation's economy and the inflation problem? And she said, well, the price on gas and groceries and housing has gone up. Yes, and we know that. And many Americans are struggling because of it. And yes, and it's true. We know that. Okay, well, you just basically stated what the problem is. You didn't tell anybody anything about how you plan to fix it. In other words, you didn't answer the question. You just kind of, I don't know, you didn't even divert it over to something else. So anyway, moron. But this dude took the clip of where Jackpot threw the beer yesterday and he reposts it to the Message Board Geniuses website, I guess, hoping that they'll repost that 1 million times and, I don't know, try to make more of a fool out of me than I already made out of myself. He liked the video I did with the live stream a few years ago when I tore up the Christmas tree when Clemson scored. I mean, it pissed me off. So I messed up. I didn't tear up the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree star was crooked and y'all kept talking about it, so I fixed the damn Christmas tree star. But anyway, this guy posted that. He's gotten tons and tons of views off YouTube, too, solely off of Carolina Jackpot. And I haven't said anything about it before. I don't know if I should file a copyright claim against this, but those were monetized things I did, monetized streams. And, but maybe, he's a lawyer, so maybe he knows that he can do that without any kind of legal ramifications there in terms of Jackpot. I've already told you how I used an avatar from that SEC podcast. I didn't even know it was their avatar. I didn't even know they had even used this or made this graphic, and I'm getting a copyright claim, and they took my video down. It was the only time I've gotten copyright claims on videos before. Like when Rob lets the music play too long on stuff, we get copyright claims. We got one on his live show he did the other day, where the biological male dude beat up the Italian girl boxer. He posted something there, and we got a copyright claim on it. So, they won't do that. That SEC podcast thing was the first time they'd ever actually taken a video down because it got a copyright claim on it. But I'm not all about doing that kind of stuff. If people want to watch me, they'll watch it. If they don't want to watch it, they won't. If they want to laugh at it, they will. I got unhinged. And then you got this woman over on social media, this Gilchrist dude that committed to Maryland yesterday. His mama over on social media, here's my mama is over here trying to defend me, talking about some of the stuff that my son got on here from South Carolina fans. Why does everybody want to pile on South Carolina fans? Ask me this, number one. We saw this shit from Jaheim Bell's mama. We saw it from this woman now. There was some other one that did it as well. What's his name? Stone Blanton, the one that hit the portal and went to Mississippi State. Who cares? Who cares? If it hurts your feelings, just block them. Just block them. You're going to see that. I'm not going to get on there and attack a kid on his social media in any type of way. Now, someone will go out there and pull up some kind of skeleton from 5 years ago. We got a guy over on Facebook in one of our Facebook groups that's a Clemson fan. I'm not going to mention his name on here, but he's one of them that likes to pull up dirty laundry, and he likes to keep receipts and pull up something you did 5-6 years ago. He's one to this day that still gives me hell for quitting on the Gamecocks for a week after they got blown out 38-6 by Florida. Whatever, I did. And then I came back the next week because changes had been made, and they blew out Tennessee. But he'll pull up something where I was on a Twitter thread years ago, and somebody committed to Florida over South Carolina, and I said, have fun or enjoy losing or something like that. It's not like it's not like an attack on the guy, like saying you're a fucking idiot or something like that, or you just doomed yourself in the future. I don't know what kind of negative comment you would make like that would be like trashing him, but like that's pretty mild. And not even worth mentioning. But anyway, I'm not going to get on there. I'll throw beer. I'll act a fool on here, throw a fit, but I'm not going to personally get on his social media and attack him on his Facebook, his Twitter, or whatever. But this woman said that, apparently there were ones that had. Well, if he can't take the heat, then he needs to get out of the kitchen. He don't need to play ball or not have a social media. How about that? Just don't have a Twitter if people are going to hurt your feels because they got pissed. There are passionate fans out there just like me, and oftentimes passion boils over and you don't make the best decisions. Doesn't mean they're an awful person because they lashed out. Your son's probably 6'5", 6'6", 300 and something pounds. It's a big old boy, so he's a grown ass man. I'm sure that that probably doesn't hurt his feelers too much. He may be young. That's besides the point. Let's just leave it at that. I wouldn't be doing that, but she's a whiny baby, a whiny crybaby. Just block them if you don't like it, or tell your son to turn his Twitter box off. Don't have a social media if it bugs you that much. People get passionate about football. They get passionate about football. And a lot of people in my comment section too were talking about, well, Jackpot, it's SEC thing. It's SEC pride. And look, South Carolina's in the SEC, but I don't like beat my chest over that as it being a point of, I know that a lot of people of fans of teams in the SEC have pride, and being in the SEC is like some kind of badge of honor. But acting like that SEC fans are more passionate about football than other fan bases is it's dumb, in my opinion, and it's kind of narrow-sighted. I wouldn't have thought so 2 years ago when I went to a football game at Rutgers. Those people were passionate as hell about that damn team and about them winning. They weren't any good. And South Carolina fans have been passionate. Clemson has passionate fans. At Florida State, a lot of passion there. NC State. The list goes on and on. Kansas. These teams that might not have always been great still have passionate fans. It doesn't happen just in the SEC. So we need to I don't know. I think that's what Rob talks about when he talks about the SEC lower back tattoo people. That's who he's talking about. And if you made that comment, I'm also not commenting negatively on you making it. It's fine that you feel that. I just don't happen to feel that way myself. South Carolina, they are what they are. It is what it is. And they play an SEC schedule. And I also get tired of, the ones that whine and cry and say, we got a tough schedule this year. Well, you're in the SEC. You're going to have a tough schedule every year. Some years it's going to be tougher than others. There's a lot of good teams there. You're not going to play a bunch of tomato cans every week. So unless you're Georgia or Alabama or someone of that ilk where you can kind of look at everybody else as a tomato can, it's just not going to happen. We're never going to be in that position. So just grow up. Oh, Lord, I didn't mean to knock that into there. I wasn't having a moment there. Anyway, Carolina Jackpot, to wrap all this long rambling video that I made up. Number one, get into the contest. The link's in the description box below. And you can email me or Rob there if you have any questions about how this contest works. It's $20 to enter, and I would do it today. just so you don't forget. That's why I want to get people in here early, so they don't forget, because after a kickoff of week 1, you're not going to be able to enter. So that's how that works, guys. I look forward to seeing you getting in the contest. Look forward to many, many more years of sitting around here doing YouTube, cutting up, and having fun with you guys. And I'll catch y'all on the next. Appreciate you. Peace. And I'm out. Spurs up to my toes up still. Shea Deamer. Start getting some damn kids in that program. And y'all have a great day. Peace.